Hello everyone. Welcome back to Zelda Speedruns. Today we are here with a dungeon door requirement rule set tourney, our season 1. We are very super excited to work with ZSR on hosting this tournament. This match is going to be the losers bracket round 1. So this is between neefe and keymakr. Key had a very unfortunate seed. That was the last restream we had, I believe. So now we're trying a Dobby seed, who is also going to be commentating with me today. Are you excited, Dobby, for your first bracket seed of the tournament?
I am very excited, especially because I don't have to play it. And so if it ends up being gross, I will just be able to hide in the basement and where hopefully Key won't find me.
Yeah, I think you may have to. We will find out. All right, and they are off. Neef's sound is super quiet. I don't know if that's also like that for restream. And yeah, I'll answer you, TJ, in voice. We do not have locations, unfortunately. So we have to pay a lot of attention to this. So I'm really hoping that one of our runners will go very slow through pedestal, or we're gonna be asking them to pause somewhere so that we can read what it is. And it looks like we're strong. And a hook shot!
Hook shot and strong.
Alright, Dobby, you're fired.
What?
So... interesting. This may be a jet and a scale. Yeah, 3 items.
It's gonna be interesting because hook shot definitely opens up a lot, and so that kind of immediately could be bad for you just to have the entire world open up for you. It could be a jet seat, or it could just get unlucky in which direction you go. So it'll be very interesting to see.
And looks like neefe did not do Kokiri Sword Chest, which just had a nut. So, for the best. I guarantee we're going to be seeing a Kokiri Forest Way of the Hero at some point. Not even Path, Way of the Hero.
And KO player, they do indeed both get the same randomized seed. So they both have the same seed and following the same rule set, which in this case is the DDR rule set. So it's basically a race to see who picks the right locations to go in the right order. Also, who talks to the correct NPCs. Talking to that NPC is very important.
Yes. Outside Ganon's Castle being foolish, while that is still one check, it's kind of useful because it helps us with bait, strength 3 potentially being Way of the Hero, or if we have strength 3. So, not the greatest foolish hint, but not the worst either. I don't know. I may be biased. I like getting strength 3 things now because that means I can ignore anything beyond strength 1, even.
Let me see here. In a shocking turn, they actually started with Medallion. I didn't know that was actually allowed. But they are starting with Medallion here. So you see keymakr is opting to rush Deku Tree. Since it's 1S over 5M, so that you need 1 stone in order to access Ganon's castle, 5 medallions in order to get Ganon's boss key from the light air cutscene. Regardless what reward you get for the Deku Tree, it's going to be useful. So that's why Key is rushing Deku Tree super early in order to just clear it. It's super easy. One of the fastest dungeons you're going to be doing it.
Right, and I know that was something as part of a discussion that it is different than the standard rule set weekly settings and tournament settings. We also include open Deku. The reason for that is when you're looking at seeds that contain both closed and open Deku and the distribution of major items, it's really negligible. And for us in the DDR rule set, we can backflip over Mido, we can crouch stab, we can do whatever we want to do to get past him. Having a Kokiri sword is not necessarily required. Therefore, it's basically just useless. So we chose to keep Deku open, so it is very often that players will rush it for either a stone or to see if there are any items. Having Deku being foolish has happened, so it's definitely not always the best idea, but in this case, as Dobby... Oh, 40 is a boomerang, that's nice. But as Dobby said, if you start with a medallion, Deku is 100% going to be worth it regardless, because we do need a single stone to have the bridge form. So let's hope that boomerang is not required. Because we only need to complete 5 more dungeons. In this type of variable medallions, the only dungeons that have really hard requirements would be, oh, never mind, there's a hammer. What did you roll?
I don't know. We'll see.
But that was one of the 3 items I was going to say, is that you would need a hammer for fire, the boomerang for Jabu, and a mirror shield for spirit. Depending on the seed and the distribution of your medallion layout. Oh, look, a Kokiri sword. I was just talking about that. We don't need it. Yeah. But depending on where the medallions are, we may or may not actually need that 40 skull boomerang, which I can guarantee both of our players are hoping for.
And a bottle, wow.
And a bottle, wow! So, and a bottle is extremely useful because we can use ocarina items and not actually get a real ocarina. We can do whatever we want and play on a bottle. Looks like 50 is dead. Oh, man.
Also, it's also important, if you weren't familiar with the DDR rule set, one of the requirements for the rule set itself is that you're required to enter dungeons more or less the intended way. In particular, what this means is that for Jabu, you have to give Jabu a fish in order to enter. And so if you have Jabu as one of the required dungeons, you do need a bottle for that. It's something that people have forgotten, and by people I include me. And that can be really frustrating if you think you're in go mode and you realize you actually just need a bottle.
Ocarina
And the bow?
Bro. And a bow. Wow. Is this gonna sub 1?
I don't know.
Going to happen? Where are the explosives?
Where explosives and magic. Magic's the other really big one.
Oh, yeah.
Since we need magic to fire the light arrows, that's going to be required every seed. And magic doesn't lock that much. So.
Alright, and now we're getting one of our first hints that are labeled as Path of the Hero. So, in the DDR distribution, there is an actual hint that was designed to lead towards a major item of a defined list that we picked as a community. So in that paste bin is the link is the list of items that the path hint can lead towards. Now this is chosen arbitrarily. It is not linked to any type of logic, so it very well may be a second bow, second bomb bag, a strength, or an item that is in the list, but in a item that is locked by logic, or a duplicate of something that logically can be accessible beforehand. That was a mouthful, and I don't know made sense, but it made sense in my head.
An easy way to think about the path, the path hints that Axe kind of letting know, and I think that's a really good way to think of it. Having a path of the hero hint is basically a guarantee that area is not foolish. That's basically what it means. It might not be strictly useful for you, but the bare minimum, you're guaranteed that there's not going to be nothing there.
Right. So Market Way of the Hero, and the only things that we have seen thus far are the Child Shooting Gallery and Richard, both of which were not really helpful. So the only items that we have left would be Bomb 2 Bowling Prizes 1 and 2, Big Pose, and Treasure Chest Minigame. So still 4 checks to find out what may be considered path. Now with our item distribution, as we were saying earlier, the hope would be path would point to a magic. That would be extremely useful. But we will find out. It's only been less than 10 minutes and we have so many major items.
He's struggling a little bit with ISG there, but ended up getting it not too bad. ISG, or Infinite Sword Glitch, is where you interrupt your crouch stab with some kind of ammunition. In this case, asking Navi what Goma is. And that's really useful for boss fights, as you saw there. It just lets you obliterate basically every boss in this game, since it considers your sword to be stabbing every single frame.
And that's probably the glitch that you will see the most often in DDR. And even if that's all that you are comfortable using, it is still extremely helpful. All of these seeds are rolled on glitchless logic, so they can be fully completable in standard rule set if that is your choice. We just like to provide a little bit extra. If you want to go outside of the box, skip a couple of major items, skip some keys, that is definitely within your own comfort and power to do so, as long as you do not skip the boss key and you enter the dungeon the intended way. But as Dobby really likes to see, you can enter the Shadow Temple as child.
Still
That
hoping for it.
is... Hmm?
Still hoping for it.
Still hoping for it. Yeah, Child Shadow is a is something that is extremely high risk, but if you do have hints that are really pointing you towards it, you have Nocturne, you could attempt it. It is allowed because you can light the torches with quick put away and sticks or a sword and a cutscene item. So there are options. Whether they're the right options is up to you.
Anytime you go Child Shadow is the right options. In my completely anytime I'm on comms and you have the option is the best time. In my completely unbiased opinion, it's definitely not just because I want to see it happen. Like be on comms.
Yes.
Definitely not.
But there are definitely a wide array of skill sets in this tournament. So it's definitely not something that you need to know every single glitch in the book, so to speak, to be able to be competitive. If you are very comfortable and experienced with logic and where item placements may be and how to get to them, that would be much more useful than trying to spend 15 or 20 minutes to learn a trick on the fly or failing it repeatedly. So that is something that is the benefit of this rule set is it's not required to use a glitch, but it just enhances your experience. So it seems like Neefe's about to get the bow and hammer and probably will be very surprised. Neefe did equip the sword, so that would mean if we go to the well later, bottom of the well, of course by murdering a chicken because no one plays the song, because then you'll be DQ'd. Equipping the sword prevents you from using a glitch known as blank A, where you are interrupting entering the entrance crawl space with a nut, so that your A button, instead of saying like right now it says attack, it would be blank. And this makes you fall through water. So you can get the 2 underwater chests in bottom of the well, granted that you did not equip the Kokiri sword. So hopefully that will not be an issue. It has come up that blank A definitely helps save a significant amount of time, especially if you do not have ZL. And if you have explosives, it makes entering bottom of the well a lot more powerful since there are very few checks that you can't get. Actually, if you have choose, you probably could make your way to Dead Hand still. But either way, if all you do is blank A and have explosives, there are a significant amount of bottom of the well checks that you can get.
And if you're familiar with bingo, you might also know that you can also use blank A in order to skip one of the usages of explosives. For the others, you still need it, and so it basically gives you one extra check as well that you can do with blank A. But yeah, you won't be able to full clear just with blank A, unfortunately.
And Key being the hero that we need and don't deserve by staying on the pause screen so that we can actually read what our dungeons are. So looks like that hammer is going to be super helpful. It is a medallion. The boomerang, unfortunately, we may potentially need unless we find a mirror shield, because Jabu and Spirit are also medallions. Monka S. But we do have and we do have a forest starter kit. So we have a hookshot, strength, and bow. So going to forest and with the bottle, we'll pick up Susan or Bugs or Carl, depending on your preference of names and animal friend. Forest will probably be super early, would be my expectation.
Especially since they've also found a bottle too. So hookshot, strength, bow, and bottle is like the DDR Forest Temple starter kit for sure.
That bottle. Am I cutting out? Hopefully not.
Only occasionally. but I don't know if that's my side or your side. Once again, we can play the bingo of how many working computers will we have on the stream.
Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. I'm going to close 2 Chrome tabs and see if maybe that actually will help. And see if that does something. A bit like packets dropping. Packets dropping, it may or may not also be titties, because it is thunderstorming. When titties pop up, we all stop and just say it.
Hey Sims, yes. So if you want the full version, it's available in that wiki. The short version is that there are a bunch of like glitches that are globally banned. The most powerful glitches in the game: item manipulation, wrong warping, hovering being the main ones. There are a couple others you can react upon. So those you're never allowed to do. In addition, you have to enter dungeons more or less the intended way, and then you have to open boss doors by standing in front of them and pressing A.
And it seems like he's picked up Carl. Today we will end the Bless Susan and stick with Carl and to see if Carl's nice to Key. Carl is the name of the fish that he just picked up. And ZL in the windmill. That is useful because it is going to be required for Spirit Compass Chest, which has come up to usually be the only key available. Definitely not happened more recently, right, Dobby?
Never talking about. You can just Spirit Hover. Go ahead.
And a Goron Scenic from Adult Anju, so that'll be helpful for fire. Even though they have double defense, that does not extend your heat timer, it is just the number of hearts.
We'll see here. keymakr now has 90 rupees, so he might opt to stop by the bazaar and pick up a shield.
No, Key, don't do it. Key, don't buy it. Rando will give you a shield.
Get your bets in chat now.
Insert Sage and Dotso's like, don't enable her.
Hey, get your bets in chat now. Will keymakr purchase the key in Kakariko? Or purchase the shield in Kakariko?
We'll keep purchase the key. I don't know. I think I would win that bet by saying no.
I'm pretty sure you would. To note, we do not play with key sanity. So, yeah. Or shop sanity. Or any sanity for most of our players, to be fair.
How many bad puns can we make? A shield is the key to the seed. Thanks, Dotso. Shield maker. Oh, Azure, that's a good one. Nice. And Dompe's starting off with the fire in the face. That was some nice dodging. Rip the 46 though. We'll see bets on time for Key as he goes through a Dompe race. I'm probably going to say a 51. I don't know if you said something and I didn't hear you, Dobby.
No, I was debating if I wanted to make a terrible joke. You'll be proud of me. I opted for no.
Alright, type it in chat and then we'll see if Dobby is disconnected from the channel. The fact that you paused and were silent makes me very concerned.
I know, guys.
Though. Who are you? Blink twice if you've been captured and are held hostage.
See, that's how bad the joke is. It falls below my standards. And the most impressive part is apparently I have standards. I didn't know this until right now when it comes to jokes.
I'm terrified. Please type this to me. I'm very interested. And it looks like a sling shit and some nuts were the only thing on Dompe. Do we have accessibles? What is accessibles? I didn't realize that Goma's reward was an ice trap. Only 2 more to go to mark off the bingo square. This is something also that I tend to forget personally, but if you have an early ZL, getting Sunsong Grave Song may be useful. Since we do have Spirit, having Requiem would be helpful, although doing Child Spirit is not required as long as you have bombs or hovers or both. Mostly both together. Oh, look, it's storms. But early Requiem would be very nice, so that we don't have to travel all the way across Hyrule. Song of Storms early is Monka-esque, because that can mean well or could mean Storms Grottos. We were
Or
talking about
maybe
that.
the other
Go ahead.
possibility is that's just why it's raining at your place. This explains
That's-
everything.
Apparently we all have rain. Do you have rain?
Nope.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Maybe you're the one that's going to have tech issues today.
I mean, we'll see. You know, it's Canada, so we don't really get rain. We only get blizzards.
Mm.
It's a little weird that Neefe opted to grab the sword chest right now. My guess is was just hoping to see if there was a Kokiri Forest Foolish, and then opting to check it now if they find that. That's my
There's
guess.
no way Kokiri Forest is foolish. There were 3 major items.
I mean, that's very fair. So I'm not sure why Neefe waited till here. Ooh, nice save there for Key.
He did already miss one, though.
Just don't miss more. Bye, Ben.
I think he missed 2. Then, yeah.
Gotta get that free try. I think you get a free try as long as you miss less than or equal to 3, I believe.
Mm.
Gotta save that big money so we can buy a shield.
Big money, no whammy, no whammy.
Ooh, GTG path.
GTG path. Okay.
It is as we get more and more of my items, it's increasingly likely that a path is going to be not super useful. But we'll see. It's still always possible for it to be something useful for these guys at this point, at least.
So at least we have slowed down a little bit on our items. The next major item that we would be looking for is most likely explosives. So DC is going to be a stone, since they do have a hammer. I'm pretty sure that Key will dip as far as he possibly can. Hammer is in logic for some of DC checks, all the way up to lighting the eyes. And hammer and strength.
I just realized the farming was for the shield.
I'm disappointed.
That was big.
Sag.
I'd like to point out, though, you say the seed provides, but in this case, he was
will.
at 78 rupees, and then he went to a bush and got a blue rupee. So that's the seed providing the money for him to buy the shield. It still counts, right?
No. TJ said it right. The first check in DC will be a shield. Or at least it'll be in the next 5 checks. And it looks like he is going to start collecting skulls. I think that's a wise move. We don't know where the mirror shield is. And 40 is a very high number. Oh, boulder, please. Piece of heart.
Funny thing, though, in terms of our medallions, we actually know at least, like, we know where all of the items are that we would need to complete 5 medallions. So, like, it's a very tricky thing of, do you play as if you're in go mode and just hope you run into magic and grab skulls along the way? Or do you just try and full clear things? Since he's opting into DC, my guess is that he's going to go... he's going to opt for that, at least clearing a little bit. Notably, I think they're still going to need some form of explosives. I think bombs would be best bet, since then you could theoretically at least skip the strength requirement of spirit.
Yeah,
I don't remember
hovers are for child spirit. You can do hoverless for adult side. There's a bomb push method. Underneath the ice is Naru's love. No condom today. But strength 2 is not necessarily useless. It is a nice to have if you are not familiar with the trick. A lot of these are what we would call like convenience items. So a sword and shield. All right, Dotso, we're doing this within the rule set, though. Yeah. Has seen off and yeah. Oh. You can. Oh. Okay. No, thank you.
That was a nice clip to the Zora's River. He also has scale, so you could just die, but that's way less cool. So.
Oh, River Chest is a boss key. Are we gonna see an entrance point glitch today in water? Probably not, because it's not a medallion. Never mind.
Unless people want to do that as their stone.
I mean, hey, you know where the boss key is, and it could be quick, but DC is quicker than water at that point, I would say.
Oh, for sure.
And you know what? I don't know. Maybe not.
I mean, if you're in DC, you're in the Donkos anyway to get those iron boots, so.
Yeah. Neefe buying a magic bean, probably going to go through domain to lake and plant a bean. Or saving it for Colossus, either or. I mean, we don't need it, but it is faster. Gotta go fast. Yes, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Hold Glare? The purpose of going backwards is definitely faster. On ZeldaSpeedRuns.com website, there is a movement speed for Ocarina of Time chart. And backwalking is the fastest, except for adult, you can side hop, which is slightly faster, but ultimately that's gonna hurt your fingers mashing that much, so backwalk is much better.
Oh, I get it. Cold stare. I like it. I also appreciate the use of it.
I just said earlier, I don't play Link to the Past. Sorry, I don't know the memes, the lore. Oh, ouchie. He dropped off without opening it. I've had that happen.
Yeah, so far this seed has just been a real jerk when it comes to meme percent.
That tree way the hero. You... For what? That makes me believe that we're not going to be able to find a mirror shield, potentially. Yeah, that was sarcasm to Dotso and TJ. I had a feeling it would be for Hammer, because those 3 required items are all medallions today. But yeah, that mirror shield is probably not going to be an item we see, which means very, very likely the seed will expect us to complete Jabu. So collect 40 skulls. Unfortunate. Where's the boomerang?
That's definitely an interesting one. At that point, it's also, I guess, possible technically. No, since we found another bow, it can't be bad. And I don't think we could end up with the bottle being way from hero, so I'm pretty sure it has to be that hammer. Okay, I don't think we could have a bottle wave a hero in this scene, is what I meant.
So, Epona's song was on Saria. That could be Way the Hero in Sacred Forest Meadow to get the GTG, which had a path hint. That's possible. And Dotso did roll a Spirit Temple Way the Hero for a bottle to get into Jabu, because Spirit Key logic is stupid.
This is an accurate summary of a Spirit Key logic.
Yeah. But that happened exactly once. Hopefully never again. Bottle Way the Hero just makes you say why.
So, Thief Grenadier, the set items, if you check the, I think you have it for hints, right? Yeah. If you check the paste in there, it's got the full list for you. Generally, it's a list of items that the DDR community has agreed are, quote unquote good. They're either needed for some checks or to complete some dungeons, or they're useful to have. So there includes things like Din's fire arrows, strength bombs, etc. And so typically they're just things that if you find them, you would be, okay. You would think it's a decent thing to find. See key here going to the back of the maze, which will be really nice with hammer. We also see another fun property of Power Crouch Stab that you aren't aware. You can Power Crouch Stab and then stab with the power of the hammer. Though hammer is really weird when it comes to Power Crouch Stab, there are some oddities. Ooh, hovered! That's a really nice find.
Now we're back on the water train.
That could also be our Wave the Hero for hammer if strength was locked behind those hovers.
That is also true. So did we find anything in domain from Neefe? He didn't go in yet. Alright, I guess we'll find out if maybe it is on our 2 child checks or if it is on freezing King Zora, which you can do without blue fire in this rule set, and is very fun. He's diving, but I don't know what it was for. It looks like nothing.
We'll see what's in Zora's domain after these messages.
What song is
on
this?
The next episode of Dragon Ball Z. Oh, there's Saria's, so that's our access to opponent's song. And we had a hook shot right at the beginning, so that should be pretty open.
Oh no, Azure! Ebaz. 14 episodes to climb the stairs. Yes, it would. Accurate. And having ZL early means we can check all these fairy fountains, which is actually kind of nice. I always forget fairy fountains the later in the seed it gets. So this is helpful.
Yeah, it's good to have them very early.
Neat just having like super chill music for the entire beginning of this seed thus far.
The exception of, I think it was like Kokiri Shop that had like Ganon's castle music. But other than that.
Yeah, I know something was Ice Cavern. We've seen title music. The minigame was Lon Lon Ranch type of thing. So is that the second Deku Way the Hero hint we've seen?
I believe so. I think the other one was somewhere else.
I think it was in River.
Yeah.
Piece of Heart. Other Way the Hero is SFN. Okay. That's those note-taking skills are better. I rely on memory, which is not a smart decision, but I do it anyway. And I guess Neefe had some difficulty with flame storage and shadow. Thank you for the resub for 30 months. I will have to take a screenshot and send. But hope you are. What was in the torch run? Did you see that?
Torch run was nothing.
So it's on Freezing King Zora.
Or nothing super useful. It was big Oron Zora. See here, neefe off me to go and do this check here. Soon, this you see a lot in bingo as well, so neefe will be very familiar with that. You don't need boomerang for this check, so it's quite nice.
Yeah, TJ, hints work on all settings, but it does depend on if there are conditional hints like Skull Mask and Bagoron. But they are all clear hints. None of them are the vague hints. Wow, I have to mod something from you? Why is 14 words something I have to allow? Thanks, Shadow. That is really weird. I was just about to press the button too, but I was just in shock.
We also found on Keymaker's side, Longshot. And that was a hammer lock chest that you could access that. And so that might mean that I don't think you required. So you shouldn't need a bonus lock, I don't think, unless it's at archery. That's possible, but.
Yeah, Dato, we all wish we were playing this seed. It is go mode. Well, I guess rushing skulls, but you tend to like to rush skulls. Thank God for Key, because neefe just went through that so quickly. What the shit?
Well, at this point, I don't know if
okay, now it's alright. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't know if it's. I don't know if it's fully go mode yet, just because right now they need either Mirror Shield for Spirit or an explosive of some kind for fire.
Mm-hmm.
It's even if they find shoes, that would be fine, because I think you could get through all of the fire checks and fire. At least we say it's coming with 5 shoes, but you need something. And true, there's also still magic.
I mean, we don't know what the paths are in Domain, GTG, and Market, so that's still 3 major items, one of which is probably a strength in all honesty. They do have Epona being potential way of the hero, so that may be something. It could mean that it's a magic, it could mean that it's Mirror Shield.
And basically, at this point, I think it would only point to Forceback Archery. I don't think it could point to the item in GTG.
No, that's not true. I don't think so.
Well, we have Longshot now.
We do, but was it in Logic?
Yeah, because it was Hammer. Like, Hammer unlocked that, and, like, the Hammer was the first check in Deku.
Well, we do a big pose for Market Path, too. So you know what? I still stand by it led to a path hint, whether it be GTG or Market. It does seem like both neefe and Key are hard collecting skulls. Probably for the best, to be safe. I don't know if I would do the Datsu approach and play for Mirror. I'm not the biggest fan of collecting skulls, so I would potentially gamble, but in a match like this, if it was 30, I probably wouldn't gamble as hard. 40 is kind of pushing it. We'll see.
Yarbarbol or Dorino. I butchered your name. I'm very sorry. There is a trick you can set in Logic in order to have it considered. We do not have that trick enabled. So in this particular case, with these settings, it's not considered.
Correct. It is the same in Standard Weekly as well. It is not a trick that is in Logic. It also does require to have magic and the lens to forward cross the wasteland as well. And a long shot or hovers.
Keymakr here, we saw he's trying to do a trick for the Poe cutscene skip here. He was a little bit early, you can tell because he grabbed it and the cutscene started. What he's trying to do here is grab the fish in the bottle just as the cutscene was starting, and that will let him regain control during the cutscene and go down the elevator. So we'll see it. So we'll see it again very shortly. Hopefully he'll get it. He'll get it this time.
So Carl is fired, is what I'm understanding, and bring back Susan.
Yeah,
Got it.
bring back Susan. Hashtag bring back Susan.
Bring back Susan.
This is actually, I think, the setup that you'll find if you look on Zelda speedruns. This is a very, very old setup. If it works for you, that's totally fine. You know, if you already know how to do this setup, you know, might as well not learn a different trick.
Yeah, if that one
but
didn't go.
If you are just learning, there are some newer setups if you prefer to use those.
Yeah, Sage, I don't know. You offered Carl, but I don't think Carl's doing too well. This is something that at least, if you are not consistent with the Forest Po cutscene skip, you can just save reset. It obviously loses time, however, the amount of time that you gain from repeating it is worth it. And it's not like you have to travel too far, it's just one room next to it. So we do highly recommend to at least give it a shot. There are some players that will wait for a bottle because the amount of time you can save by skipping the majority of the dungeon, and third time's the charm. First try, nice key. But this is ultimately such a sequence breaker in Forest Temple that makes it so useful. And it is definitely worth learning. And this is also something that can happen. I know one of the first restreams we had with a newer player, Zombie God, who is still in tournament as well, got stuck and accidentally had save and reset, which means the elevator is forever going to be down. You have to kill the pose. If you do get stuck in the elevator, just backflip, side hop, or something, and it will still continue all the way down.
I think if I remember correctly, that happens. I think if you cancel the first text box too quickly, I think that's when that occurs. But either way, as Shira is mentioning, you can just side hop to get yourself free.
New fish name, Captain D.
Are you naming the fish that we use for this trick after a restaurant that serves only fish?
That seems mean. We can't blame Carl, though.
It seems mean to just be like, hey, fish, you're named after the thing that murders and devours your kin.
Okay. I'm scared.
You should be. That's what
how
Kara
I need
feels.
A hug.
That's how Kara feels.
Jesus. You tried to kill Vol with a fish and a qual. Well, that fish obviously wasn't Carl, Susan, or Captain D. Eventually, by the end of this entire tournament, every single NPC, including items, will have a name.
For sure. Now, one thing to keep in mind on Keymakr side, if you're not familiar with the Po cutscene skip that we saw there, this is super useful because it allows you to skip killing the two last Poes. And with this done, you will never need to kill the green Po or the purple Po. However, that comes at a cost. If you ever reset, save the game and quit, die, get caught by a wall master, or literally anything that causes the dungeon to be reset, the elevator will then go down. So you have to be very, very careful about how you play after you do this trick. Oh my god, is that Olivia? Olivia! Anyway, I'm okay. Olivia? I'm not okay. It's the good character in that hug emote. I'm not okay. You posted that, TJ, too soon. Yeah, and Sage pointing out, if you do fall down there, there is a backup strat you can do with cover boots as well as explosives, though it is much harder to do.
I think there actually was a video posted recently. They call it the hammer slide, and you still do it from that main lobby area. So where the key lock door is to the left side, you can do a precise swing with the hammer and recoil out of bounds, something like that. It's very, very, very complicated, and unless you are very comfortable and really short on items and time and are go mode, probably not recommended. Forest BK on map. Nice. Needs bombs. Oh, that one because it's like a weird shot version. Let me rephrase. It is a weird clip. Enemy store. Okay.
We'll
I'm
see.
being
Neefe
chastised by senpai.
We'll see. Neefe is currently going through trail, not trial. So he's likely to be either going to DC now or possibly going to the maze in Boron City. We hope he does, because that'll have hovers for him. So that's a really nice, important item to find. Useful for a lot of things in DDR. Very few of them are what hover boots are actually intended for, though.
And Key not nutting the baby floor masters. That's a bold move. Paid off, though.
Interesting. Neefe's opting to grab this skull down here. Since you have Samsung, and I guess he was going up anyway, it's not too bad to just play Samsung so you can get this check.
I think it's worth it. I mean, they are hard going for 40. 40 is a high number.
40 is a high number if you're someone who isn't called Sage.
Or Dotso. I mean, for me, 10 is a high number anyway.
This is fair. We'll see where keymakers, like how far he is opting to go in the dungeon itself. He's got the boss key, and so as we're mentioning, if you void out, you put the elevator back, and so typically, or at least once you're in go mode, you will usually just find the boss key and then just go straight to the boss. The fact that he's clearing more is can be risky, just as you're increasing the chances that you accidentally void or die or get a wall master.
Oh, we got Requiem in SFM. That's also true. Both of which are very useful songs. Haunted Wasteland added to Foolish. Did we get that?
And if we got both Outside Ganon's Castle and Hell-Headed Wasteland as Foolish, that's some garbage.
I have Domain as path. Market, GTG, and Domain. Oh, it's not showing up though. Let me hit save. Alright. I know, blame the bot. I can't click buttons. This is why I'm about to lose my tracker union status. Please don't kick me out. Yay, I can stay in tracker forever. Did we find anything useful in Forest thus far? Because it seems like he is full clearing it while he's here, even though he is boss key.
I haven't noticed anything useful.
Yes, my band chickens emote. I will bug Hell Knight again to get it uploaded.
Yeah.
And Din's Toilet. I think that one was also accepted. If nothing else, get him to Discord. It's alarmingly scary how many like chicken emotes I've made. I think I'm up to 7. All of them about murder. This is great. This is what DDR does to you. Is the ritual sacrifice of giving a chicken to go to bottom of the well.
As is, you know, the only correct way to go to bottom well.
Exactly. The only one allowed. Otherwise, you're DQ'd.
I mean, you're not DQ'd if you do not do that. We
Okay,
will
fair.
we will feel bad, but you know, we won't actually DQ.
Oh no. So Din's Toilet is the Silver Rupee room in GTG. Having Din. So yeah, but it is GTG. But it's just saying the Din is in the GTG toilet.
Din's toilet being crater seems more like something that would be like a Taco Bell emote. Just
I was
a
thinking
pool of
that
fire.
Din's Toilet was a miscellaneous category of race time. Ooh, Azure, that's a good one. I like that. Neefe getting hover boots. Such a nice convenience item. And Neefe now has the benefit seeing the domain path to the hero that knows that it is directly pointing towards unfreezing King Zora. Since he cleared the other two checks.
At this point, I don't know how soon Neefe will opt to go do that. It is kind of out of the way, unless you're opting to do Ice Cavern at the same time. Ice Cavern's pretty slow, though, so right now you've got tons of stuff you can opt to do, whether you decide that Ice Cavern's worth it, who knows?
Mm-hmm. We've summoned Tyrus with Rush Ice. Yes, Tyrus. Ice may have something we don't know. We have not seen Naruto's letter, though, but unfreezing King Zora does logically require blue fire from somewhere. Although it probably is from Castle. Because we had an early Zeal, and DC is theoretically completable.
Yeah.
Once we find an explosive.
Maybe, yeah. We need explosives first.
Let me finish my sentence!
Finishing sentences is lame.
Yeah, water is totally completable too. So, oh no, we don't have Song of Time yet, Dotso. It's completable in DDR, but we don't have Song of Time. It's in Colossus. Did we? Oh, we got a hint. It was in Colossus. So we do have Requiem. Okay, never mind. In Logic, it's totally completable. I find it funny that I mentioned these dungeons that I don't know if I would have actually gone, and then we get all these items to be like, wow, this dungeon is significantly more worthwhile now. Oh, you just know. You know what, Dotso? I'm gonna call you out if that actually is wrong. I'm a gullible person to believe you. Shame on me. T-Rex. And also, thank you, Helter 2021, for the Prime subscription.
Okay, sorry, I thought that was a hilarious typo.
Rip the last 4 months, what does that mean? That I trusted you? Is that what you meant?
I know. See, there's 4 months left in the year after August, and so Dotso, if he's proved wrong, will destroy the very fabric of reality using his knowledge of OOT decomp, and just remove those months from existence. I assume Dotso has those powers through decomp.
What? My face right now is just like, the what face? Like, I'm confused. Very confused. Pup time! I know, that's what, like, that's what I'm like, I'm just standing here like, what?
See, Sage gets it.
I am so confused, but also distracted by puppies. Thank you, Pup Time. You came at the most appropriate moment.
We will see. Keymakr is now seems to have full clear of the dungeon. Unfortunately, not finding anything. It looks like so. It seems like the full clear in this particular case didn't pay off. But at the very least, he still had kept the elevator race, so he was able to just go straight to the basement.
Hinra, I don't care what it triggered from it. I'm just happy that we got cute puppy emotes at that moment, because I didn't know what to say. seems like clearing forest was not really the greatest. We'll see if neefe will full clear after getting boss key. That would be an interesting play if he ends up not, since they're kind of tied for items other than the iron right now.
Will be interesting, because, yeah, like, it's definitely not a bad play from keymakr. The check density while you're already there is pretty decent. Sweetheart.
You can do it all in logic too, so I mean that is definitely worth it. And also, Key deciding to hit the portrait that is not lit.
Not lit AF, as the kids say.
I set you up and you did not disappoint me.
If you are curious and you don't know, also the real one's the only one that makes noise. If you're able to use that to figure it out, you can do that. It's very helpful if you're blind.
And then this is the only way to do Phantom Ganon, is to use ISG, and then to stun lock him by, like, repeatedly hitting him with arrows. Which I'm not able to do consistently. But still using ISG means that you don't get hit by the beam of light. And neefe not using the slash method. And successful first try. Bless Susan.
Bless Susan.
Not playing tennis, TJ. I am still team never buy a shield, and team always do forest without a shield, except when it's my last dungeon and I don't feel like it. I will consider buying a shield.
I'm just surprised that no one tried this tactic at the Olympics. Get infinite sword glitch and then just stand there. It seems to work really well in OOT, so I think it would work well at the Olympics too.
Alright, I'm gonna start a prediction. Over, under, how long until I ban Dobby from the call?
Negative 3 months.
Would you like to weigh your channel points? That's not fair. That is not fair. VXR, I do have that ability. So, I can also do a poll, should I server mute Dobby?
And I believe that the boss key was from map chest, so we'll probably see that fairly quickly from neefe. We'll see if neefe opts to keep going or to go straight to the boss. You don't have minuet, so getting back here is a bit of a pain. So it definitely makes sense to clear it right now. But you know, you can decide whatever play you feel like. What was Bounce saying? Was that Requiem? I'm pretty sure it was not that. Thought you said it was a Song of Time. Doubt. Let's see. Keymakr, I think, came here to get the song, but also to do that check there. But then opted to just smack the wall. Realize that doesn't work with hammer. Now we'll see where Key opts to go from here. Still doesn't have explosives, so won't be going to fire, or highly doubt it will go to fire. If he's got the path hint for the domain, he might opt for there. You could also go to GGG. GGG is probably a decent play. Looks like Keymakr might also be a bit unsure where to go next. It seems like almost appropriate music for Phantom Ganon, considering, you know, it's Ganon music, or Ganondorf music. Yeah, I believe Saria's was, or Opponent's was Absaria's. Here we kind of see the downside to not having any explosives or any warp songs. Just backwalk all the way there.
Excuse me for one moment. Shadow? Fuck you. You forget that I have an audit log. You motherfucker.
We are currently experiencing some technical difficulties. Shiro may or may not be heading over to Shadow's place. I'm trying to remember if I need to definitely check this spot, but I don't think I had a hammer to check the art piece that you buy. So if that's something useful, it might take a little bit before we find that. They still are looking for bombs or any kind of explosive, really. And really, bombs and magic are really the only thing we, at this point, need, or at least for glow mode. Welcome back. There, oh my god, there are bombs. So those are we just found a bomb bag. That is huge for Keymakr. That bait opens up all of Fire Temple. That's fantastic. Is it only one check and fire that you that's explosive block? Well, it seems like it's more than that. But everyone knows you're required to have bombs in order to do the quick kill on Volvagia, so very important. Slayer, I think since I'm a grad student, I think I'm contractually obligated to say you should have, you should be paying attention to your class. Now, if I weren't contractually obligated as a grad student, I might say something differently. I mean, I'm just throwing that out there. I was like, neefe is going to be passing, or it could be passing by the where we know the bomb bag is. So hopefully we'll grab that, because that's going to be super important for them. Just in general for speed and movement and health. It also means he now has access to the interior Spirit Temple, since he can now use the hover boost method to get there. Another bottle. Sweet. At this point, you really only need one bottle for pretty much all purposes. It can be nice to have a second, notably if you're doing Jabu. Then you can do Nakarita item strat to push down one of the final switches instead of needing to do like a frame perfect roll. So it can be helpful, but it's almost never going to be necessary for DDR. There we go. Neefe found the bone bag, so we'll see where Neefe helps to go from here. With this equipment is also GGG is looking pretty good. You've got the ability to do like almost all of the checks. So you'd have to do some checks in order to access the one that's locked behind the silver block, as well as you can't really access the one that's in the silver rupees in the toilet. But beyond that, you should be able to do everything. Yeah. But yeah, with the combined of the equipment, you'd be able to do the toilet, because keymakr has iron boots, but neefe doesn't appear to have iron boots. And you can do the one, that's behind the silver blocks. There are tricks to get there. I don't know if these two know it, but there are tricks you can do. So now they're definitely going to need to find that it's going to be 100% required for them to find the prescription or the adult trade item. That recovery heart is going to be crucial for all of their strats. We'll see what Keymaker is opting to go from here. It's likely might be opting for Fire Temple at this point. You have to clear a good amount of it anyway, or there's a good chance you might have to, just for the boss key. So it's a good play, even though Fire objectively sucks. And in my completely subjective opinion, it is the worst dungeon in the entire game, and it sucks and I hate it. At this point, it is a decent bet to go to.
Especially when it has your light arrows on Pierre. Or Hammer Chest.
Or Hammer Chest. Not that that's ever happened before.
Definitely not. But it does have skulls. So if they're still collecting skulls, there are a decent amount of them that you can collect. And at this point, it seems like he is just going for progression and finishing dungeons, which makes the most sense. After this, if he decides to go to GTG, which he was intending to do before finding the bomb bag, that would probably be easiest if we're lucky enough to find the mirror shield in GTG and then just go to Spirit and look for your light arrows and magic. One of which is hinted. And then we have all of Ganon's castles available, too.
Ganon's castle does have a good number of checks for these guys. 7 of them are, I think 8 actually, because I think it's 3. So 8 of them are technically locked behind Strength 3. They're very much not for NDDR. You can do strats with 0 items in order to access the light trial. So it does tend to be pretty good play. You just have to try and use logic to kind of figure out what actually could be there.
It does seem like a very, very, very close race at the moment, though. So it's still anyone's game. It's probably whoever gets to 40 skulls or find Mirror Shield first at this point, or finds magic, depending on where it's located. As neefe goes and gets another skull, so hard collecting, 40. Same with Key, who's at 13. neefe is at 21? 22?
22.
22, so much further ahead.
It may well come down to who's better at routing skulls. If Mirror Shield ends up being something really terrible, it can definitely come down to that. It may also end up depending on what we end up finding. If someone goes to one of those path locations and that's having something really good, that could also make a difference. Interesting sound effect for the hover bits.
Shadow, you should be very afraid.
I would be. Keymakr just barely getting the talking to the Goron skip. It's a very difficult strat where you don't accidentally talk to the Goron. Okay, we're good. Well, once again, we'll have to see where Keymakr finds the boss key, and then how far Keymakr opts to go in this dungeon. Since this is another one like Forest that can be really long, if things are in bad locations, it could take a really long time. But if the forest, or if the boss key is pretty early, it could be something that ends up being like super fast. And then it's just, does Keymakr want to full clear fire, or do you want to be literally anywhere else, which would be my choice.
But then you always have to come back, because in both of my bracket races, I decided to bail on fire or not enter fire at all, and then a required item, i.e. later, was in there both times.
I mean, yeah, but you know what? I would still take the L over doing fire. Fire sucks that much.
Well, one of them was with me, Asher, so you can blame me, because apparently that seems to be a theme. But also just blame Dotso, because he rolled it. Who rolled my other one? Sage.
Like Sage. I think about half of our seeds so far have been Sage seeds for the brackets. Whether or not that's a good thing or a bad thing, you can ask the runners.
Actually liked both of the seeds I had, I just made really poor choices. Yes, I think I did as well.
Well, so here we'll actually see, if you're not familiar with PDR, a pretty old trick. This is a very old setup for it. You can click into this block to get to the shortcut early, and that lets you skip a couple keys in the dungeon. It's basically the only major trick there is in Fire Temple. The rest pretty much has to be done normally. But thankfully, you can at least skip a little tiny bit of it. It's something. Still getting unlucky with this fire BK placement. You really like to see early BK. It does let you route Fire Temple way better. This is true. It does have much cleaner, especially if you have FW, because then you can stay on the top, place FW, and then warp back. So there's that. Something, Hypers. Also, Hydra. Aster dating himself by saying that he was happy when this was found. Now, this music is very appropriate for Team Dodongo because Team Dodongo is such a pushover.
I have to say, definitely randomized music was very much appropriate this time.
It's definitely a nice ambiance for the easiest boss fight in the game. Not the fastest, but the easiest for them. Let's see, where does neefe go from here? Looking based on the routing, might be opting for Fire Temple as well. With bombs, it does make a lot of sense to go here.
So far, it does. Oh, go ahead.
So far, it seems like neefe and Keymakr do have very similar routing for this particular seed. So that can be good, that can be bad. Depends how confident you are in your execution.
Which changes every minute. It does seem like bow was required for this seed. Tracking the item requirements for fire is very helpful. Although we did have 2 bows that were easily accessible. Thus far, we didn't find the boss key yet, right?
Not yet.
So, hammer may or may not have been required. I don't even remember what was in the first room. But knowing whether you need a hammer to go far enough in the dungeon at all, hover boots, depending on where you find your boss key, and having it be bow locked or not, it does tell you a lot about what checks are something to prioritize as may have been useful. And it looks like he is going to do pixel shot and fell. F. Tried, but that's interesting. Did Key not get... Key didn't get Scarecrow, right?
Oh. And it looks like, based on him pausing there, my guess is he's actually bringing up the video for the setup. And that is something for DDR, that if you're not sure for a setup, you're perfectly welcome to pull up the video, so that way you have it, so you can check the setup at the same time. That's basically what absolutely everyone does while doing a fire air entry.
Yeah, pixel shot is allowed in standard, though. So it's not exclusive to DDR, it's just really ass. So, bold move. I think Pierre means it's a key, because he only has 1 right now. I don't know if I would have actually gone for it. But we'll see.
Yeah, Drew, typically what I do for prior air entry is, like, I'll look at the screen, memorize the 3 inputs that you have to do, like, quickly in a row, and then I'll pause and check what the next 3 are. I'm not sure on his position here for the pixel shot.
I don't know this trick. I know what it is. I don't know how to do it or the setup for it. I just have seen it. But yeah, if it's something you're comfortable with, there are some players like Mario I've seen go for it quite often. I think B also would have gone for it. Like, there are people that will. It's really up to you. It's not required, it's not in logic, but we always go for swag.
This is something that also can pop up in bingos, and so some bingo players will be familiar with it. But it doesn't tend to pop up too much, especially now anymore. There's a pretty easy hover you can do for it, or reasonably easy as hovers go. Obviously, that's not allowed for DDR because it involves hovering. Is it a good place to learn different strats and setups for each trick? That's a very good question, Sam, dude, PJ Peg. So if you're looking for a good spot to check, you can check the Discord for the OoTR Discord, and you can ask in either the DDR discussion channel, DDR S1 discussion channel, or gameplay and tricks channels. All will have people who are super willing to help you if you're looking for a particular strat or help, either video or help on it. You can also check Dotso's got a playlist. I think Arthur Houdini's also got a playlist of some strats.
Blinny.
Sorry, what was that?
Blinny. I actually probably would have looked in strategy development for a video, or see if there are any that were posted. But yeah, there are quite a lot of people that have good setups for many things. Dotso has a playlist for the majority, I wouldn't say all, for the majority of tricks that you can enable in Logic and the randomizer. Usually by the title of the trick. That also is helpful to search in YouTube. Because sometimes words matter. And Alazoon, what is Hamsda's GitHub for? Is this a video?
Yes, probably.
Hi, Devin. Collection of bunch of links. Ah, okay. Go-Fi Scarecrow song. Thanks, Drew. I'm confident it's a key. Maybe. Actually, no.
Also, I
No,
just
I don't.
noticed
Oh,
while
okay.
we're both going through fire, they're both going through fire couple. Happy belated 1 hour, everyone. You
Oh
guys
yes.
are watching the DDR S1 bracket match of neefe versus keymakr, which is L round 1? Question mark? Do you know that, Jiro?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I looked it up. That's what I had um written. So let's go with that.
Also, as always, we'd like to thank
I
our
was already
volunteers.
ranked.
There you go.
Yeah, there's the record one.
There you go. I knew you forgot one.
No.
We always like to thank all of the people who are running up. The neefe and keymakr are two runners you see here. Definitely give them a follow. They are our participants in the DDR, so if you're looking for more DDR action, you can go check out there, as well as our trackers helping out today. Thank you guys, always awesome. TJ, who is staying up ridiculously late for us, we appreciate it, and Mini Beast, as well as my co-commentator and the restreamer, Shiro.
And thank you, Dobby, for commentating with me as always. I don't know why they allow us on comms, but here we are. We've commentated in a lot of these things. I know, TG, you were up super late last night too. But thank you to both you and Mini Beast for stepping in for this. Greatly appreciated. You'd say it's not yet that late, but it's only 7:30 for me, and I want to go to bed.
Same. Thankfully,
this is what happens when you get old.
We will see keymakr's running up on the hammer chest, so he's only got a couple things left before if he ends up with a doom realization that it is at Pierre. Right now it doesn't have FW, so it would definitely be a decision of do you come back or do you try again for that strat. It is not required. You are in logic. None of these tricks and glitches you'll see are required by logic, so you always have the ability to just come back with whatever equipment you're actually supposed to have. Also, I'm not sure, did neefe grab scarecrows?
Neefe probably did. He said it as child, so good chance he picked it up as adult with Serenade. Was not paying attention though, because I may or may not have been server muted.
There is a non-zero chance.
It's okay. I am exacting my revenge. So Shadow, if you're listening, you will see it shortly.
Rip Shadow. I'm pretty sure, Asdur, don't flush with the lid open when you've got Din's toilet. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh god, please don't make this a thing. We've now expanded the meme. I don't know if I'm okay with this. So did Key finish fire?
Didn't see him finish fire. He's
so
saved
is the boss
resetting
key
here.
on Pierre?
Might be. Didn't see if it was on Pierre or not. We're too busy meeting. Like, a good tracker's you know. Ooh, he's led fire. So that would mean that, yeah, he's going to be going, it looks like he's going back in time for that. That's going to cost him a bit of time. If it happened to be that neefe got Scarecrow Song, that would be very unfortunate for me. We'll see if keymakr opts to do anything else as child as well. While you're here, you can do things like you got Saria Song, you could do those checks. You can grab some extra skulls, stuff like that. So we'll see if keymakr opts to do any of that at all, or it's just going straight for the Scarecrow.
And neefe does have Serenade, so where was Serenade that Key does not have it?
3 songs, I think, somewhere in there.
Okay, so maybe that's something. Oh yeah, that Key will do. But at least this is another path, which is not bomb 2 bowling.
keymakr being like many people and bombing the poor bomb tree shop lady. It's not her fault, guys. She just runs the counter. Why'd you keep blowing her up? She doesn't control the item. Come on. Hashtag justice for Boxer Bot Lane.
Neefe probably will go for Pixel Shot. And Monk a TOS Sage. I may have cursed like a sailor this stream, but there is a limit that even I must not cross.
Wow. I don't know what's more unlikely. Finding out that I have a standard will come to jokes, or finds out that there's a limit for Shiro jokes too.
Oh yeah, you still didn't message me what the joke was that you said was below even your standards.
Yeah, well, partly why it's below my standards is because the setup, I couldn't figure out a good setup. Don't think it works very well.
You still are required. You're still required to tell me.
Yeah, I'll send it later if I can figure out a better setup for it.
Okay.
I probably won't. We'll see. Think about it. Coming up with shitty jokes is like a mentally intensive exercise, people. Anyone can come up with good jokes. That's easy. Bad jokes, though, oof.
And for anyone that is in the ZSR Discord, I have exacted my revenge against Shadow. You may see in general what that is.
Ooh, perfect. I'm definitely not checking right now, because I'm a responsible commentator that's concentrating on good gameplay.
And also, GG Neefe on that Pixel Shot. Very impressive.
First try Pixel Shot. Incredible.
I hope so too, TJ.
So we'll see now. Keymakr opting for the 3 songs route. This will actually be nice for him because it will give him the ability to go get that Scarecrow song pretty easily, since we were saying this has Serenade. I'm trying to think at this point, how many checks do we have left in market for
Big
our class?
Pose and Treasure Chest Game. Which they do have a bottle and Sun Song, so well, at least Neefe does, so Neefe could.
Neefe could. And Keymakr might have that pretty shortly. I forget which one had that, but which of the 3 songs was Sun Song? But I'm pretty sure one of those. It's one of these guys. Ooh, Neefe also opting. There are several ways you can skip past these firewalls. They are very shitty firewalls. I'm just saying. You can one we saw there. You can super slide. That has enough speed to just go straight through.
You can also side hop over it. You can also walk through it, like Neefe's about to do.
Yeah, damage boost through it. It's these walls are 0 out of 10. I mean, Alison, you're forgetting that there is literal lava in this dungeon. So, like, I don't think fire safety is exactly their #1 concern.
This is like very fun music. I'm like tapping my foot and I'm like, where is he right now? It's like, oh, he's in Fire Temple. This is good music. Doesn't this make you want to stay in Fire Temple?
No. My skin is very sensitive. I have this really bad allergy. When I get dropped in lava, I break out in the severe case of death. It's really tragic. I tried taking like some allergy meds for it, but it doesn't seem to help.
Ah. I miss having the Darunia cutscene. We don't get to see the Hot Beat cutscene anymore. All we get to see is Papa D going in to try and defeat Bulb. And we can't even use it in this rule set.
Lord of the Spell, I'm currently alive, but I don't know how much longer that will last if I keep up the shitty jumps. Shiro may or may not get me.
I don't have to worry about that.
Monk ass. Said hell. Ooh, Neefe's actually going here for a weird shot. So if you roll on a certain frame with a hookshot drawn, and then pull it out on a certain frame, the camera gets all weird and shoots you straight underground, as you're going to see right about now, or not.
Nope.
Just miss the frame.
It was one past. And also using the bonk setup. So doing a weird shot, whether you do it buffered or unbuffered, if you know how to do it, can be useful in a lot of areas. If you don't have hammer, you can get the Gilded Chest in fire by using a weird shot on the other side of it. So its usefulness extends beyond just getting GTG chests. But obviously does require explosives. There are a lot of good videos, specifically from Fig, on how to do weird shots that show you the specific frames to hold and let go of your inputs until you gain muscle memory. And there is definitely no reason why, if you can do it consistently, to at least learn it buffered, and you have the ability to pause and not take 10,000 years.
Keymakr right now doing the child Zora's domain check, so we'll very shortly find out that it's on the adult one. We'll see if he opts to go do that, or if he's going to just very straight back to fire. I think it's been so long since I've done that room the intent way that I actually don't remember how you're supposed to do it. There's something about Song of Time, but
Who listens to how you're supposed to do shit in 2021?
Overrated, really. Yeah, I also found out, last week that there's a Song of Time block in Spirit Temple in the adult room with the Anubis. I think that's what those enemies are called. The one where you have to spin around with the fire and burn the enemies. I found out last week there's a Song of Time block in there. It is Anubis. Sweet.
So it looks like he is now going to start following hints, hoping that whatever was path is going to be in your child checks. Unfortunately, because Neefe has completed this, we know it is on King Weep.
Anubises?
I think it's still Anubis. Like, plural and singular. I think. A noob? We'll just call it a noob. A noobi.
Noobs.
Noobs. A new bus, indeed.
I'm giving Glavaja a major headache. Really nice unbuffered mega side hop from keymakr there. Apparently, keymakr is a hopper. That's going to be interesting again to see where neefe goes from here. Neefe has a lot of ability to do basically a ton of dungeons. I'm also not sure for their Skulltula account, but according to the tracker, they're getting close to the 40. So at this point, they're probably going to avoid Spirit, but then do you go GTG? Do you do some trial checks and go bottom well?
We have all 3 of our path hints, and now they have a stone, so they can go to castle, which neefe is not doing. I'm pretty sure neefe at this point is probably going to get the 40 skulls and do Jabu. And then look for the light arrow hint and check one of these 3 paths to see if potentially they can be your magic. Because now we're in probably the most often mode, Muggle mode, where we're looking for magic. This does happen quite a lot in DDR seeds.
We still need to find Hagrid to bring us to Hogwarts.
Yes.
Ooh, neefe. Is neefe going to do the? What did you got, neefe? You forgot. Are you just buying bomb juice? That's interesting. Oh no, right side. Wonder why he's opting for bomb juice here.
Depends on your comfort with mega flips.
That's true.
I need to remember that, because if I don't have bomb juice by the time I go to Jabu, I probably would buy 5 as well. That's a good idea. And neefe not deciding to do treasure chest minigame when he's right there with a bottle?
I don't know if he's thinking about that right now. Yeah, I think they changed it as specifically in Rando that I think normally I think you might need an upgraded wallet, but here there's one you can buy with regular wallet. I think in this it opens up as soon as you have bomb bag. Yeah, keymakr's running a bit behind from neefe in terms of Skulltulas. Neefe has done a bit of a better job for the skull routing. And that does tend to be one of keymakr's more things to struggle more with, as do I, to the same, if not worse extent. DDR players, there's like Sage, who's known to be good at skull routing, and that's really about it. Everyone else is either average or less than average at it. I am included in that less to average.
And also, I missed also, what was the mega side hop in river? Do you mean to get through the waterfall?
No, to get to the, for Child to get to the grotto.
Oh. Child mega side hop, got it. I will also do that. Because screw the chicken.
On 50 US?
I mean, I could have said it a different way. That probably would have been more monk at TOS, but I chose not to because apparently I have standards as well.
Man, we're learning a lot today.
I think that means that we've been held hostage, and someone please call help. This is a cry for help. We're understanding that there are standards to being commentators. There's something wrong.
He's right now doing very well for skulls at 35, and there's 7 in child CAC, 6 that they can get easily without boomerang. So like, very good for skull.
Mm-hmm. I will refrain from what I was going to say, Tom.
Monka S.
Oh no, does that mean when I get VC Dato I can't buy the 5-pack? That's gonna really change my decision about whether or not I want to play on VC now.
I mean, it's always the case in Rando.
Oh,
but...
Rando's 1.0. Guess no Cubs allowed. Man, if only I could kick you, Shadow. Don't make me fly out there, I will. If I would drive to Montreal, there's nothing that would stop me from flying back to the West Coast.
Yeah, and I think when she means kick, I don't think she means, like, kick from, like, you know, the channel. I think she means literally kick. With feet.
Mm-hmm.
Which, fun fact, if you're in Canada, you actually don't kick people with your feet. You instead use your meters. Fun fact.
Yes. I don't know, Tom. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Now we're gonna have a great divide about East-West Coast. I don't know if that was a good decision. Yeah, not like this. Alright, quick, change tactics. What's going on? Nothing on 20 skulls. And getting the 40. Alright. If neefe does the strat that I always do, neefe wins in my heart. For just buying that 5-pack of shoes, because that is now my strat for life. And Key is really desperate for skulls. Interesting. To get the 2 here.
Dive back in just for the skulls at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Keymakr getting pretty desperate, for sure.
I would have gone to GTG, though, because you did have a way to hero Epona.
Yeah. Which, like, it would have to be for the horseback archery, I'm pretty certain. But even then, if it's for Epona song. Do we know for sure it's Epona's or not? I forget what the other song was.
Requiem.
Convoluted spirit temple logic for magic? Who knows?
No, you actually require magic or... Yeah, you require magic and a fire source for the majority of spirit. So, no. Oh, choose in logic, another setting to remember to add in... Actually, where's my post-it? I need to write down these tricks and things from my spreadsheet. No, don't allow that. Well, I mean, you can respond in the survey. neefe, you win in my heart. I am so happy that you bought the shoes for literally what I would do too, because this is my strat that I am so comfy with and is my preference. Fuck the burning stick and the ledge cancel. So, and I am a happy person now. My pain and suffering of being muted by a jerk is now resolved.
Yeah, we're still in Muggle mode, so we still need to find that magic. But at this point, you might just hope that it's somewhere along the way. If you're playing risky, or you could try and go to the you can try and hope that it's in one of the pack-ins.
Which none of them have gotten yet. We don't know what they are leading to. That's like 3 chances for magic. That's pretty big.
So apparently now we know Shiro's standards for big. We learned earlier that 40 counts as big, but now we've also learned that 3 counts as big. We'll find out shortly if 2 and 1 also count as big.
No. Spoiler, no.
Wow, spoilers.
And now we've started a debate about choosing logic. Save the debate for settings changes after the tournament.
Oh, so here you see, I was mentioning earlier the one of the really only major benefits I can think of for having 2 bottles. So you can see here, there is a strat you can do in order to push the switch. But the easier one, in my opinion, is you can use Ocarina as you see here. And you just drop the bugs and while standing on the switch, and then you'll see it just stays open long enough to just walk right in. It's fantastic. Yeah, Maltec, the bottle thing I think is used. There's another spot you do something similar where you use this Ocarina apps to hold a switch down. So that tends to be one that, like, if you've learned at one spot, you might have carried it over. But just throwing the thing, I mean, my guess is you just never bothered to learn it.
Oh, is this putting the baby chews cut from grass with choosing logic? Is that discussion? That's only. Oh, Papa D! Really? Wow. Interesting.
So it turned out we thought the real magic was friendship, but it turned out the real magic was a hot beat.
Damn straight. All right, that's actually pretty big for Key, because if those 3 path hints don't point to a magic, this check is often orphaned. So that is a huge find. Hey, TR.
Thank you.
Ooh, that's interesting. So, Key definitely has a lot more skulls to get, but, and he also needs the boomerang. I mean, no, the boomerang is the skulls. Wow, oh my god. Brain, mush. But, yeah, that find is pretty big. I wonder if Neefe will clear out Goron City since he's also still child.
And it's definitely going to be interesting, because Keymakr has major advantage right now is that magic. But Neefe still has a 10 skull lead and has completed fire, whereas he still needs to go back and do that. So it'll be very interesting to see how this ends up playing out. Now let's see if Neefe also blows up this poor bomb shot lady.
Probably.
Rude. Just trying to do her job, guys. Hashtag gestures for voluntary top lady. I've worked in retail. Her job isn't to give good stuff. Her job is to sit there and do what she's told. She doesn't control the items. Feels bad, man. Yeah, at this point, it is looking. I think one of a few things we have left. We have two things left in market: the pose as well as the what's it called? Lens minigame.
Neefe had Sun Song, so I don't know why you wouldn't do quick put away.
Might not know the strat. It doesn't come up
That's
too
also
much
fair.
outside of basically DDR.
I mean, Neefe is a bingo player too, though.
Yeah, I don't think it comes up that much in bingo. I don't
Or
think
put
it's
away OI.
well, it's 1.0 only as well. So I think Neefe is a VC player, and so
Then
not be something
1.2.
that they really use.
Probably. Yeah, I would check the later hint, Kinra. That's a good point.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Because for Neefe, he's glow and magic mode. But for Key, once he finds his skull is technically just glow mode. The reason you don't know the bongo quick kill. Oh, that makes sense, Astor. 1.0 exclusive trick. Lumos mode. Oh god, Otto. That's gonna become a thing now.
Uh-huh. Well, clearly it should be Lunos. It should be Lunos because you can't do it. Oh my god, VXR, that would be amazing. Also, you're evil, but it would be amazing.
I would be sad and not want to play the seat anymore.
I would also be sad because I rolled it and they would come at me with pitchforks. So there's that.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's in GTG though.
Well,
GTG or on horseback archery. I think it's gonna be one of those two. Oh shit, I should do a bet. Ah!
Get your bets in now, people! How fast can Shiro type the bet option? And then how fast can you enter your bet? You will have very little time as Steve makes his way up to the top. I give you approximately a minute to get your bets in.
Ice cavern. I mean, that's actually not a bad idea. Alright, we got a little less than 30 seconds.
Less than 30 seconds to get your bets in, ladies and gentlemen.
Exclamation point bet.
Where do you think it is?
Danny B. Lurk. Nice.
And correct me, XR. If we have fire arrows, fire entry is allowed in DDR. They are also connected there as child. If they have Nocturne, that would let them.
Pause buffer Hess? Okay.
Yeah, I think if you could roll on Big Blue and then pause buffer till I think it's second damage frame.
The walk. Ooh. It's okay. This is not going to be the one where you kill Dwarf anyway. You have a second shot.
Neefe just giving more of you guys the chance to bet your bets in.
Alright. I'm going to close bet. Alright. Bet's closed.
And the winner is...
Where is it? Valley?
Gerudo Valley.
The one place most of us will never go.
Keymakr getting a almost vanilla trade item.
Hammer Rocks is actually probably true mini beast.
We did have super early access to Hammer.
And also, no one ever goes Valley. Yeah, we don't know. I mean, hey, you're going to Valley. GTG path may be the other magic. We don't know. Oh, I don't know if I would have cleared Ganon's castle, though. I would have totally followed all my hints at this point.
At that point, that's something guaranteeing at least you're going to find something. At this point, even if it's a duplicate of something, it's not that bad. You'd obviously much rather find magic, but... Hey. And we're still not sure for the way of the hero, because it's a little odd.
No. I think it was pretty distinct. Your way of the hero were Deku Tree, which gave you a hammer. You do needed a complete fire. You did need potentially for hammer rocks as well. Those were both helpful. Sacred Forest Meadow, Epona, and Requiem of Spirit. So Requiem may or may not have been needed, but Epona could have been... Actually, no, you have Long Shot.
You have Long Shot that's accessible with a hammer.
Let's see. Epona and Requiem. Epona and Requiem. Skulls, maybe? Access to skulls? Big Pose. Yeah, Market Path on Big Pose. So that could be useful. It could be a strength. That is true. We don't have Rudos, which logically is probably required somewhere. Rudos cannot be Path, however. But it could be on Horseback Archery. You think it's in Spirit or Shadow? Rudos in Spirit happens very often. So that's not unlikely. Oh look, there are your chews.
Keymakr with re-dipping into DC. Here you can really see the major benefit for good skull routing. If you do get stuck, or you do get burned with a high chew count, having to re-dip a lot of dungeons, it's pretty painful. I would be in the same situation as Keymakr.
Yeah, Tatsu, this is where we draw the line. If you're gonna be never buy chews and I'll never buy a shield, I'm okay with that. Because I will always buy chews.
You're gonna choose to do so?
I do. I choose to buy chews. So this is now our line in the sand.
See, now I've got ads for joining in now.
Do you just draw cubes, Tatsu? XYZ planes?
Tatsu draws Dynapuli.
Oh my god, Dobby.
See, I was just joining in too. We got this.
I plead the fifth. You have to make your own murder plan. I'm already got mine.
Monk ass.
You're already aware of it, so you know when the time is happening.
Not wrong. Oh, just a little bit.
There is a list.
That's a priority list too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I was worried that neefe was going to follow again there.
Oh my god, all the chews are in Ganon's castle. Oh my god. Yeah, Key is definitely getting burned in fire for not getting those skulls.
Well, and especially for not having scarecrows.
That too.
Very unfortunate having to come back here.
Oh look, a lens, but you don't have magic. So, not really that useful.
And it has mouse infestation. I guess Link is the exterminator.
Is this gonna be a race to see the most memes we can make in a single restream?
Yes. It says meme percent. Meme generator
Commentator
percent.
edition. Aww, why do you have a headache?
Dealing with us.
I mean, fair. All the pet jokes.
I would say, don't worry. The quality of the jokes are going to improve. But I don't want to lie to you like that. We both know it's a lie.
Are we gonna start singing song lyrics? That's the other thing we usually devolve into.
keymakr getting first try pixel shot this time.
Nice. GG's.
Hog. Yeah, Daredevil, don't worry. Dotso's head over heels over me.
I think your head's gonna start rolling.
I mean, probably. Wouldn't be surprised.
Snazzy Lazzy, thank you for the Prime sub. Yes.
Uh-oh, I don't like where all these jokes are heading. Ooh, I think I beat Shadow with that joke by a hair. Ooh, and we'll see. Does neefe end up doing GGG? Maybe.
Maybe. I mean, follow your hints at some point. And then
I guess for reset point.
Oh yeah, because he has iron boots, but unfortunately, it's also probably have to wait out the timer at that point because with double defense.
Well, probably just clip in the river, clip out of bounds.
Oh yeah, that would be best. Oh no,
Oh,
hammer
no,
out.
don't need it.
There we go.
Where are you going? Neefe. Neefe?
Looking for
are
magic?
you just clearing it? Oh, you can clear it anyway, so.
He's still looking for magic.
So yeah, so you see here the major benefit if you're on a console that's able to pause for choose. When it comes to mega flips, there's nice visual cues you can use. Notably, it's you wait for 7 red flashes, and then it's the next fully black or the next red flash will do, and then you wait for that frame where it looks like bent backwards to do the flip.
Yeah, that he missed the frame though. I think looked like it. Maybe no. No. Oh, sunken silver rubies is a heart. I guess he wants the waterfall. I thought he was going to.
Go chasing waterfalls, unless maybe the magic has secretly been here the whole sea.
That would be really dumb and frustrating. Nope.
Nope. Apparently, don't go chasing waterfalls. Really, don't
Definitely
go chasing
not.
waterfalls. Yeah, just gonna clip out of bounds.
Yep.
Ooh, might be going for the GGG now.
I hope so. I'd like to know what some of these hints lead to.
Golden rupees are the most common model for an ice drop.
Thank you, DotsoBot.
So I don't remember if we did the 2-hour shoutouts, but good time to once again shout out our trackers that are helping us. TJ and Minibeast. I mentioned this specifically since TJ very generously offered to help us out, even though in EU. Thank you so much for that and destroying what little semblance of a sleep schedule you have left. We appreciate it. And we hope you have a very nice sleep.
And everyone give a follow to TJ, who's going through the Scrubs Qual right now and will be participating in the tournament. So we're super excited to support you.
Also, probably a good time for us to mention our runners, neefe and Keymakr, who you can see here, both long-time or reasonably long-time DDR members. And so you can check out a ton of fun races on their channels. Do recommend it. And of course, do encourage you to follow our restreamer, Shayro, who's of course doing only double duty this time, as opposed to your usual triple or quintuple duty of being on comms with me as well as being the restreamer. Oh, and now I think she's also tracking because she was tired of only doing 2 jobs.
I think I'll let Minibeast do it though, since there's not that much left to track. And that requires opening a new web page, which means I may go crackling, but yeah, there's not much left. Bye, TJ. Sleep well.
Have a good sleep. We'll see the first check here. I'm not sure how familiar neefe is with like all the glitches you can do. You can definitely check toilet if it comes to it. The only ones I'm not sure is I'm not sure if neefe knows the strat to get behind the silver block using the hover boots.
I think I'm next on the hit list.
See, my goal is just to make sure to be higher than you, so that way you stay safe. It's it's an act of kindness.
Worth it. Worth it. Nothing in GTG yet.
I mean, they've checked 3 things, but I know 3 is a big number. We've gone through this, but they've only checked 3 of the checks so far.
Dude, if GTG path was Mirror Shield, I probably would have gotten it because I would have hard avoided skulls. And then resigned myself to what Key is doing until my opponent finished, and then I would have forfeit. The last time I've done 40 or 50 skulls has got to have been like 5 months or something. Yami Falco, I had 40 skulls in the last bracket match with Asder, and we both hard avoided it and just decided to do Shadow Mega Flipping without hovers. So, totally possible in this rule set. I may have failed it a lot, but I still did it anyway, because I am not collecting skulls. And also, Asher, I can teach you to bomb Mega Flip if you help me to be better at Chew Mega Flips.
Nice hitbox there on that eye.
Soon. Yeah, our first hook shot was in Shadow too. I know. That was fun. Unfailable. I mean, that also requires pausing, and whether I'm on VC or emu, I still like YOLO. I feel like that's a thing I've said to someone. What specific thing have I said? That I'll teach you if you teach me? YOLO. Thought so. How long have we been working on this, and I still said that I would YOLO instead of pausing?
Is Keymakr going for burning stick setup? Ooh, he is.
Yeah.
I think he learned this, like... I think he actually saw this during one of the bracket matches. And learned it from there. That's awesome. That's super nice, because I'm pretty sure Keymakr was saying he didn't know that when it popped up in one of the brackets, and just opted to learn that, like, within the past week. That's awesome. Oh, is that why he reset? He did that and realized no fish? That's a big oof.
Oh, I have done that. I did that with 5 chews too. I wasted 2, and then realized I didn't have a fish, and then I failed it only once, and I still had 2 chews, but that was rough.
2 chews. Choo-choos, motherfucker.
Whatever you choose, you better choose correctly.
Oh yeah.
We're so dead.
I know. This is what happens to our under a seed. This is why we need adult supervision. Now TJ isn't gone too. Only mini beasts can stop us, but they don't have a working light, so we have no adult supervision.
Yeah, I know. Hey, you know what? At least the restream's working right now. Shadow, that is not an invitation. Please don't touch it. I will actually call Trez and wake him up to ban you.
Here are all the shields that you could just buy instead.
I said I would have gone to GTG, so I mean, like, hey. Yummy Falco, there is a wiki page that I am too slow to type. God damn it, Dobby! But yeah, all of the rules are listed there.
But yeah, if you are interested, we do recommend you can check it out there. The important thing to note if you are looking at this, that it does use glitchless logic, and so none of the glitches you might see them do are required. You can basically follow the completely standard, and it's still allowed in the rule set. There are extra things we do allow. That basically all glitches are allowed except for a subset of them. Notably, you can't do item manipulation, you can't do wrong warping, you can't do bomb hovering, or a couple other more minor ones. You have to open dungeons more or less the intended way. You have to open boss doors by standing in front of them and pressing A. Ooh. Hopefully that's not the path, because that's...
What was it?
Dins.
Oh. That probably is then. That's not helpful. Alright. 2 more left. Oh, wallet.
Nice. Keymakr also getting the burning stick try, first try on second try. Double first try.
1 bomb. Let's see. I believe. Pause buffer it.
You can do it.
Yes.
Oh, nice. Beautiful.
Perfect. Oh, well, at least you got 10 bombs out of it.
Net benefit, I guess?
Yeah.
Yeah, so now Keymakr, to note, has got his 40 skulls and has grabbed the boomerang. So at this point, he's starting to catch up time to neefe. Neefe still has the advantage at this point, in that already has all 5 medallions, the stone and light arrows. But Keymakr is very, very quickly catching up with having that magic.
Oh no! That was painful.
I think it's faster just leave him, come back for the elevator. But yeah, that's...
he's on VC, so no.
Oh, no, I meant, like, the door that's literally right behind you. Like, leave that door and come back. I think that resets the elevator.
Yeah, Astor, you can skip the cutscene as child in Shadow. Dotso posted a video in strategy videos. As long as you just don't do the wrong warp after it, but you can totally skip the cutscene because you'll get the item. Well, no, you'll get the dungeon reward, and it still counts.
And officially, doing that is not qualified as a wrong warp, similar to the one you can do in Forest Temple to skip the cutscene of vanilla.
There we go.
Officially, those aren't qualified as wrong warps according to the OT people who decide such things.
And neefe is looking for hints. Hopefully we'll mega flip to domain and unfreeze King Zora. Maybe that one would be magic.
We do still need that one. That'd be nice.
And then the other one is market.
Well, that's nice. That's our last foolish, and it's good because I think both of them skipped it.
Hmm. Where is neefe going? He is definitely catching up. Oh, to Sage, did you look it up?
MZX would make sense too.
Yes, Asdr Dins was in GTG. That was the path item hint. Let me actually update that.
Or we think, because we didn't check like the ones behind the silver block. So for all we know, magic is in there, but
That would suck.
That would suck.
That would suck that he choose poorly.
And just get unlucky that there's a second path item that you're like, well.
Mm-hmm.
This is an interesting big Poe to pick for your big Poe check.
Yes.
Also, Epona is drunk.
Epona's a bad horse. Can't change my mind.
You know what they say. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't get it to get unstuck from the goddamn wall when you need to get a big Poe. You know,
just
that age-old setting.
Just don't forget that you have apples in your inventory when you're trying to coerce a horse. And then get yelled at by your party members for forgetting that you did not have apples. Totally did not happen. And he also didn't name the horse Apple, too.
Definitely no.
No, can't relate.
Let's see, is it this one?
Nope.
Nope.
Alright.
Again.
I don't... That would be interesting if it's magic, because that's a magic locked item in Logic. So that would be a pretty big hint. Yeah, chess game has to be the path hint.
And with Keymakr now, we're not going to see it on Keymakr's side. I'm pretty sure he knows that strat. But at this point, he's in glow mode. So he's likely to just... actually, and he's got all those things. So he's just going to find out where the light arrows are. Ooh. So nice super slide into an ESS. So there are lots of movement text you can do. This one you can see it looks a bit slower, and that's because it is. The super slide where you start out with, you go straight backwards, and that's probably easier. That's easier to set up than the Hess. However, that has the disadvantage that you only go straight backwards. You can then, if you hold ESS position out of that, you get what you saw there. That allows you to turn, but it's a little bit slower. And then Hess, which is the hardest of the three, has the speed of a super slide and the maneuverability of the SS. So it is the hardest but the fastest version. But one thing to note, as we see here, that tends to come up that people are afraid when they try DDR that the Hess is the be-all, end-all. If you don't know how to Hess, you can't win. That is very much not true. A perfectly done Hess going across the entire length of Hyrule Field, so the longest possible Hess you can do, will save 20 seconds of rack walking. So it is not that big a deal. Yeah, and Lotus Ball, as we were mentioning, none of the tricks you see are required. Like, routing is by far the most important for DDR seeds. It's like Fanta beat Dotso in one of the bracket matches with better routing. Even though Dotso is like the insanely knowledge of like OT condensed into a single person when it comes to tricks.
I don't know. Unless neefe can find that other magic in Domain, this is looking really nice for Key, that comeback from Skulls.
Yeah, I think we have quite a number of people who are upset at Goron City, these brackets.
Well, I mean, anything with Saria Song, apparently, because that also screwed me in mine.
Yep.
But I'm also not bitter. Not one bit.
Not one bit.
Orc. Who has... Oh, I have neefe's audio. I was like, whose audio is that? I'm like, the one I'm listening to, dum-dum.
iPad.
Listen, I'm tired. It's been a day.
Agreed.
You know, oh my god, Tom. The bad jokes continue.
I don't know. I think they're just the status quo at this point.
I mean, Azure, you going to Goron City won you the match. So, I mean, I don't know if that's really bad.
Mostly appropriate music for neefe.
True. I mean, fair. Choosing bombs are your personal preference for mega flips. I actually prefer bombs, but we'll see if that answer changes when I set up WeVC. So did you subscribe? What is this? Oh, did you get a sub from Shadow's Sub Bomb? Oh my god, that's hilarious.
My god.
Nice. Nice, well enjoy my emotes for however long you get them, the next month. Azure, did you get one too? Oh wait. Oh, were those fire arrows on King Zora? Oh god, that sucks.
2 fire sources for Pat, that's...
I know. That emote is also appropriate for the feeling right now. Oh nice, you did get it! Cool. I may gift one to TJ later, since TJ did not get one.
If you didn't get gifted this up, that doesn't stop you from following following our lovely restreamer. I had to, no, there we go. The bot is real slow today, guys. I don't know what you're talking. Why? Go follow the restreamer, who's only doing 3 tasks right now. Actually, 2.
Too,
Mini
because
Beast.
I Mini Beast is double tracking. Don't take credit away.
Mini Beast is tracking, is double tracking, and has been helping out the whole time. Also, TJ, who had to go to bed because, for some reason, choosing to live in the EU, I guess.
And thank you, Dobby, for hanging around and having awful puns. I appreciate it every time we get to commentate together, although I don't know how much our community appreciates it.
Yeah. Yeah, I based on the reactions for chat, who knows?
Mm-hmm. Oh, TJ went to bed, Tom. It's okay, though. There wasn't really much left to do. We're just magic from Goad. Goad,
Hey,
oh my god.
Hey, Dotso. You should before posting that, you should double check who actually posted the reply. I don't think it was rejects.
Oh. Is that a computer science meme that I didn't get? Tom, even gods need to go to sleep sometimes. TJ was up until like 4:30 in the morning for the Scrubs qual. I can't begrudge him sleep. Sleep is awesome. Yeah, Key definitely pulling a turnabout because this is definitely what shows is tenacity and logic will help you. It's not just knowing all the fancy glitches. There is very much a benefit of just being very methodical. Key's magic, Yami Falco, was on Dancing Dad Darunia. We don't know where the other magic is. We're hoping Neefe may be lucky enough, but at this point, it's looking pretty much like Key is going to win.
Point Key is very, very much in a good position. And Neefe would have to find magic in here very, very shortly, and then to have like even a chance at this point. Keymakr has got very good equipment for Ganondorf and is very well practiced.
But yeah, this happens way too often, is that magic is a deciding factor.
Muggle mode is real.
It's funny because I laughed that League or Standard or like Standard Weekly, both using Standard rule set, won a, or is it RSL? They won a light arrow hint outside of Dwarf. And I feel like for us, we're like, can we just have a magic hint? We don't care about light arrows. We want the magic.
Okay, no, those ghosts.
You also have been spending too much time with me.
Yes, clearly. I mean, this one, to be fair, you didn't get them, but they were at the HB, the scrub in Hyrule Field, which the hammer was in Deku Tree. That's your fault. I mean, you could get them early. Seed was giving them to you early. You just didn't happen to go there.
And similar to League matches, those that are rolled on Dev do not have spoiler logs for tournament purposes because we cannot encrypt them. So no spoiler log, unfortunately. But thank you for the heart and hug emotes, Tom. Yeah, we'll never know unless someone is stubborn enough to go and look for it, which has happened. TCM Hero Path. What is TCM?
Oh, Cat Mountain.
Because at this point we know where. Oh we don't. Treasure chest minigame. Got it. Got it. I figured it out. I brained it. Dabi went silent. Dabi, do you have a bad pun that you're trying not to say?
No. I was just double checking something. But it's good. I assume at any given moment I probably have a bad pun that I'm opting not to say. That's usually a safe bet though.
I don't know. When you go silent, I get worried. Monk S.
Yeah, that one was just for fun because I knew you just mentioned it.
I knew that too. Yeah. That one I knew.
Evil
But
laugh.
also still Monk S.
Also, neefe succeeding against the most difficult and threatening enemy in the entire game. I don't know how he managed.
Oh look, a Song of Time that should have been at Colossus.
Right, Jotso? That was where he claimed it was the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. We definitely can check the VOD and confirm that.
And everyone get your GGs in chat for Key, the come from behind with skull routing for winning the match. And very shortly, actually, I don't know if neefe is going to stop. He's probably going to continue looking. But neefe did forfeit. Oh, there it is. Now it's going to show up. So both of them will be coming in for an interview. I will turn the music down low and switch over screens, and we'll pull them in when they join the waiting room.
And by we, it's whoever's fast enough to drag me.
Do you want to test me?
Test your reflexes, you mean?
Or how much I'll break the law to drive 8 hours?
Oh, there's Key.
GG, Key.
GG, Key. You're muted, by the way. Just in case you don't know.
I am indeed. Oh my gosh, that was so stressful.
You definitely had clutched this out because neefe went hard on skulls early, and you double dip back to get skulls. Since no one found Mirror Shield, we don't know where it is. But getting magic was your saving grace. That is what neefe is looking for. They were muggle mode.
Yeah, I figured that was kind of the case because I saw the 40 hint for Rang, but then also had the hammer early. So I was like, okay, one of these is probably a medallion. The other one might not be. So I kind of held off to wait and see what the medallion layout was. And I knew from that point it was either going to be Mirror Shield or Rang. And I kind of held out a little longer than I should have to start collecting, but ended up kind of being able to get them pretty quickly with dungeons.
GG.
Yeah. GG.
GG. Oh, jeez.
Do you want to take a guess?
Bottom of the well was going to be my next searching location.
I actually never went in there. I was curious.
Yeah, the world may never know. That is not the one we found.
Yeah, I ended up hitting it on Darunia Dancing, which I literally checked on a whim while just kind of walking around and getting skulls.
Wow. Yeah, I was going to do bottom of the well and then like child checks I missed, like Goron City.
Yeah, I think bottom of the well was a good play. I was going to go like GTG soon. I hadn't had the chance to yet.
Not sure I did all of GTG except the like room since I didn't have strength 2. Oh,
yeah.
I did a lot of things.
Yeah. Was there what was the opportunity in GTG, or was it in the like room?
Din's Fire.
Oh, yeah. I was super worried about getting a hint that light arrows were in shadow, because I didn't have fire arrows or Dins. So I would have had to do it as child.
Well, apparently, two of the path hints were leading, it seems, to fire sources. With there's Din's Fire in GTG, and then the domain hint on Defrosting King Zora was Fire Arrow.
Ah, yeah. Okay. And did you happen to hit did you ever find Sunsong and do the market lens minigame? Because that was the other opportunity. Or, no, I'm sorry, it was either that or Poe.
It was not Poe. I
so
completely forgot. Well, I didn't do the lens minigame because it's logically behind magic, and that's all I needed for the past hour and a half.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Yeah, we were wondering if that would have been quite a like a gamble, because even though logically it required magic, path heroes do not follow logic. They just pick an item from a list, and it could be locked behind something else. So if that would have been the second magic, that would have been a huge find.
Yeah, I figured it was a bomb bag or a bow or something like that, though, because there were still a lot of things it could have been.
Yeah.
And then the way the hero hints were interesting. Did you ever... I'm assuming you did 3 songs, so I'm curious what was on Saria's.
Which one was that? Was that
It's like Epona's?
Requiem? No, Epona's, yeah.
Okay, so it was... So we had Way of the Hero, Sacred Forest Meadow, which was either Epona's or Requiem. So I'm assuming it was... 'cause I originally thought we were going to get Light Arrows and Spirit, which was Requiem for the Requiem Way of the Hero. But I'm guessing it was Epona's to get Light Arrows? But
No.
Long Shot was in Logic, so I don't think so. So I'm curious how that worked. And then the Deku Way of the Hero was straightforward. So
Where
I
was
kind of
the
got
hint
lucky.
for Forest Way of the Hero? Where was that?
There's no Forest Way of the Hero.
Or Sacred
yeah,
Forest
Sacred
Meadow.
Forest.
Oh,
Meadow.
Sacred Forest Meadow.
I think it was just before Sacred Forest Meadow. It might have been one of the grottos in Lost Woods or something.
I think it was the grotto in front of Goron City.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah, I
sense. 'Cause
never
I remember
got that
seeing
one.
that hint and going, "Oh, I'm about to go check that."
Yeah, it was definitely nearby.
I almost got it. I don't know if you noticed my little stutter step in front of it. I was about to equip swap the hammer, and I'm like,
Oh.
nope, can't do that.
Nice.
Oh no! The
would've been
the
awesome.
bingo reflexes.
Yes. I'm like, oh, I want to check this. I'm
Mhm.
like, no, not yet. And I
That
just
would've been
never
awesome.
Yeah, there was
Yeah.
nothing in it other than the hint. So I mean, other than the knowledge, you didn't lose much.
did. Okay.
Yeah, it kind of made me chase my own tail a little bit, thinking Requiem was Way of the Hero for a while. So I was like hyper focused on Spirit. So maybe that I kind of like pushed off Skulls a little longer than I should have because of that. But
We were discussing Spirit may or may not have had Ruto's letter because logically you do kind of need that for Jabu, even
Yeah,
though
that
none
would
of us
make
ever
sense.
follow it.
yeah, that would actually make a lot of sense.
Yeah,
don't really-
that was definitely potential.
So, like, the weird thing is, like, even if you need it for Jabu, I try to think if there's a second thing you need it for.
If you have like some Spirit key logic that you need to be on Child's side to get some keys with a BK, then both Jabu and Spirit would be behind Requiem. Because I figured Lens was somewhere dumb.
It is
Either that or
ALR,
there
so
was
I
a-
mean, yeah.
Either that or it was like Rudo's on like horseback archery or something.
That also is true. It could have been either. The world may never know because we don't get a spoiler log.
Yeah. Was this a Dobby seed, by the way?
Yes, it was.
Unless you
Can't
didn't
blame
like
me.
it. Unless you didn't like it, in which case I didn't roll it.
The only thing bad about the seed was the 40 skull check. The
Mm.
first 5 minutes having like half my equipment screen was awesome.
Though I'm not gonna lie, the magic at Darunia Dad is it kind of sucks
That's
a bit
kinda
at least.
bad.
Yeah, I'm not
Tempered
going to
it.
say the seed was awful because of so much equipment right away, but it was definitely frustrating for me, at least.
Oh,
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
I guess though, isn't Darunia one of the sometimes hints?
Yeah, I don't
it
think it
is.
was hinted though.
Yeah,
I-
it was not chosen this time.
Yeah.
Early, so you know you want to be collecting. So it's not too bad.
Well, also, when it's light arrows, 50 is not that bad because you go through so many places at that point in
Mhm.
time. When it's like an item you kind of need earlier, I don't know, that's like not as fun.
Thanks, Dobby.
I mean, we were joking a lot this restream. Don't watch it back. But yeah, there were
No,
a lot
I'm
of
good.
memes, so that's not surprising that Dobby would say that.
I mean, to be fair, I didn't start it. It was Kenra who mentioned that it's on brand for me to prevent people from getting magic. And I'm like,
You didn't-
this is
you didn't-
accurate.
You didn't start the fire.
I didn't start the fire. It was always burning.
Since the
Because
world
of
was
poor
burning.
safety
Yep,
standards
thank you.
in Fire Temple.
Well,
Oh god, we should not be allowed on comms. This is a problem, but I mean, this seed was, I don't know, when you're blasted early with items, very tilting in a way because you know there's gonna be something that you're gonna be looking for like the last hour.
Yeah, but honestly, like as soon as bombs showed up, I was way happier because then I could start moving around a lot faster. But having hammer early is just so good because you can clear all those bomb checks early. I was just like, normally like the first like 30 minutes you're running around like partial clearing because you're missing items. But instead it was like, oh, full cleared this area, full cleared that area. This is great.
Yeah, the methodical approach was definitely the way to go this time. Not that I would recommend that in the future because gotta go fast, but still, it's always that one item. The path hints, unfortunately, this seed were not great. Way of the Hero was more helpful.
Even Way of the Hero was for Deku.
For the item, but like in retrospect, they made a lot of sense.
The Baron hints were kind of killer. Like only 6 locations excluded.
Yeah. What was the third one? I found Outside Ganon's Castle and Haunted Wasteland, which is a total of 2 checks.
Oh, Jabu.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna clear that anyway, so
yeah, I didn't.
That's funny.
Never
your
do
last
Jabu.
dungeon is Baron. Go you.
Yeah, you guys were following around each other pretty much the entire seed as well until the point that it came to skull routing, but you were in forest at the same time, you were in fire at the same time. Like, you were doing a lot of things around the same-ish pathway and high-fiving all over the place. And then it just came to neefe, you had gotten your skulls and you did Jabu, you got your light arrow hint, got your light arrows. A lot, like, following your hints went to GTG, which made a lot of sense. And at that point, he was just clearing out skulls and in that found the magic. So that's kind of really that turning point.
Straight up luck.
Like, rando gonna rando.
Yeah. I wasn't even gonna clear there. And why did I go in there? I was running around Lost Woods because I backtracked because I was worried about the Sacred Forest Meadow Way of the Hero. So I went back in time, hit up ZL, and was gonna go do that song. And was grabbing skulls in Lost Woods and thought, oh, you know what? I can clear Child Goron City. Like, let's do that. I can do all those. And just, like, happened to cross magic while I was grabbing skulls there. So it was kind of like a flight of fancy to pick that up. But that's kind of rando, I guess.
That it is.
Never lucky.
Yeah.
I feel that.
I mean, I was due one for my last seed of missing the one item that like would have saved me an hour by just happening to walk by it. But yeah, my fire temple was painful to me. That of course it's on Pierre, and of course I don't remember how to do the long shot strat.
Who was it? neefe, did you attempt to go for Pixel Shock first?
No, I always go for Scarecrow Song, like right away.
Okay. Then Key, you went for Pixel Shot.
Couldn't remember how to do it.
Well, we thought you were going to pull up the video at that point.
I was, and I couldn't find a good video for it. I found one with Big Goron's, which I didn't have at the time. I vaguely remembered it with Sword, but I was taking too long. So I just abandoned it and went back in time, which got me lucky again, because I wouldn't have been back in time for magic.
Yeah. Oh boy. Dobby's silent. Why are you silent, Dobby?
Other people are talking. You know, I'm polite like that. But yeah, both of you guys played very well. GG to both of you.
GG. So, honestly, I think whoever, like, our entire losers bracket is, like, hilariously scuffed on our line, so it's going to be great going forward.
Yeah, I think next up you're against Dotso.
Yep, Dotso, and then the winner of that plays the loser of Exodus versus Sage, which is just, like, lovely. Like, this is, this is losers bracket.
Fun.
Yeah. This is, gonna be interesting. Good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
And thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining in. Always love having you for the DDR stuff.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Yep, and definitely after the tournament, we will be discussing settings in preparation for Season 2. So that will continue on, and eventually we'll start having weeklies again. Hopefully maybe more pickup races, we'll see. I know I'm going to be starting one when I set up WeBC, so can't get rid of us that easy. We should do like a Blitz tournament for all of us that are knocked out of the tournament thus far. No one else can join but us. You giggle, but I also would.
Yeah, I'd be down to try DDR Blitz. I've been keeping an eye on that community as well, hoping for that.
Dotso currently is our season. I don't even. Did I actually say Blitz season 1 or I just said Blitz champion? So if someone wants to take his purple role, that is definitely an option. We could try that again.
Speaking of which, if people did want to try out DDR stuff, we very much encourage you to check out in the OoTR Discord. You can check out the DDR discussion channel, the DDR S1 discussion channel, as well as gameplay and tricks. If you're looking, are all good places. If you're looking to learn how to pick up some glitches here, as we're mentioning, they're not required, but if you want to learn them, we're always happy to help. If you're looking to just try out the settings you saw here, you can check out the DDR Async channel, which has a bunch of seeds with these exact settings, or check out on the web generator. You can check the dev build and then use the DDR preset. That'll help everything you see.
Awesome. So, do you guys have any final thoughts before we wrap it up? 'Cause I'm hungry.
I had Graham coffee.
I mean, thanks for the restream. It was a fun race, and look forward to some more.
Yeah, thanks for the restream, and good luck, Key, on the rest of the tournament.
Thanks.
All right. So I will give a plug to our 2 runners. Please give them a follow. Both Key and neefe GG, and we look forward to your match with Dotso, Key. Good luck. Hopefully we'll be able to restream that since both you guys are thankfully in similar time zones, and if it's an evening match, I will make it happen, similar to this one. But if not, we will do our best to find a restreamer. If you're interested in volunteering for any of these, even just tracking, please fill out the form. We always welcome new volunteers. You don't have to do just DDR. We do have all of the standard rule set tournaments and races as well, including weeklies. And that will lead me into calling our trackers, if the bot will work. There you go. TJ, who has gone to bed, but Mini Beast, thank you for sticking around and double tracking in the end. Greatly appreciate that the 2 of you stepped up to help today. Our trackers are the foundation of our restreams. Without them, we would not be able to make this happen. And I guess I should also plug my co-com, Dobby. Thank you very much once again for commentating with me today. It was fun.
Always a pleasure.
I'm already called out and commentated. You don't need to do it again.
Yeah, but it's fun.
Alright, fine. Thank you, DobbyBot. So we hope you enjoyed the restream for this tournament bracket. If you are interested in following along, in the Discord link that Dobby had above, we have the challenge page, so you can make predictions for the upcoming matches. And also, this one definitely exists. The ZSR schedule, when matches are scheduled, they will be put up onto the website. So if you're not in Discord but still follow the ZSR webpage, stay tuned for the next matches as they are upcoming. Alright, and with that, we will send a raid to our sister channel, ZSR2, that are currently having a Link to the Past match. And this is a game I am definitely not familiar with, but probably the majority of the rest of the community are as well. But we'll go give them some love. So yeah, we hope everyone enjoyed this restream, and we look forward to seeing you on the next one. Bye-bye.